And hello, welcome back to Brace Yourself, the evening edition, now that I am back to work. Have a couple of things I want to talk about. I have a fantastic guest tonight. Her name is Chrissy Faith Jacobs, so we are going to get started right away. I wanted to share with you my new friend, Adam, who's going to be on the show this Saturday. He is a comedian, but by day, to pay his bills, he is a graphic design artist, and he was kind enough to create a logo for me with what we're working on. So here's the logo. Brace yourself. I'm so excited. I can't even believe that I'm going to have a logo. I have a wine glass. I'm working on coffee mugs. Heck, we might have t-shirts and hats and any other, merchandise we can get going. So I'm very excited to do this today. So I'd like to say hello to everybody who's joining us tonight. Hello, Deborah Jean and Michael and Melissa, Peter, Jim. Chris Fifield Wynn, looking forward to your book event. If you want to send me all the details, I'll make sure to plug it on Brace Yourself. And Sam, hi Sam, Acevedo, Charlene, and Janine. So, very excited. Last night, big news today in the entertainment world, the Golden Globes. Oh, I wonder if anybody saw the Golden Globes out there who's watching right now. I did, and I watched it, not gonna lie, I watched it for Ricky Gervais. If I didn't love him already, I do now. And I know that he really got
Oh no.
That's okay. I know that he probably got some people pretty upset. Tom Hanks is now a meme because of his reactions, but you kind of could tell he was done. He was really done. He kind of let it all fly. He said what he felt, and I haven't really had a chance today to look at the news and look at the things that were said about him because I was working, back to work, but I'll talk about that in a minute. I want to talk more about the Golden Globes. And I have to say, everybody wants to know what everybody's wearing. And it was more like what everybody isn't wearing. These women were walking around in see-through dresses, blazers with no shirts, just kind of taped there. And it was crazy. But through it all, Sofia Vergara, you are a class act. And I hope that you see this because you always look incredibly stunning, put together, classy. I mean, there's just nothing wrong with that woman. There's nothing wrong with her. And I don't want to sit here and bash anybody because I know those dresses were hundreds of thousands of dollars. But quite honestly, I got nicer stuff in my closet from Target, some of those dresses. I couldn't even believe what some of those people were wearing or not wearing. I mean, you can't really kind of cry about men objectifying you and then you come out with it all out there, right? I mean, not to be a hypocrite. I mean, you should be able to wear what you want. People shouldn't make comments, but let's be realistic. People make comments. People do a lot of things they shouldn't do. So if you don't want comments about your, parts, kind of keep them under wraps. Some of those girls were popping. It was crazy. So I'm going to move on now because I don't want to, brace yourself. I don't want to get myself in trouble. I went back to work today. And I am pooped. Let me tell you, it was quite a day. It was pretty funny. A lot of the kids originally thought I was wearing a big scarf, and then they looked a little closer, and there's Miss, because nobody has a last name in school. Everybody's Miss. Miss, what happened to your neck? So I told them I had an operation so that I can spin my head completely around so that I can see what they're doing at all times. One or two of them may have believed me. Scary. So what is my friend Deborah Jean saying? She's in Minnesota. Why did you leave cold to go to cold? with all my sisters doing a Broadway musical jigsaw puzzle. And there are 2 graphic designs of Annie. Oh, that's nice, Deborah Jean. I miss you, and I can't wait to have you on the show. Hello, Corey. How are you? So back to work today. Then I went to physical therapy. Now I'm here, turning my living room into a studio. I actually had to go get lighting. Crazy. I had to get lighting. So little Lola, my watchdog, is here. She was I think she's a little tired too. She was a little mad that this was the first day. Nobody was home. Everybody went back to work. She really didn't know what to make of it. So she's sort of sitting here looking at Chrissy like, yeah, I know you need to sit here, but I don't think I'm going to let you. But I'm going to move her. So here's my little girl. Look, she's so vicious. Don't be vicious on camera. It's not becoming a lady. All right. So here's my little dog. Stop. Oh, I used to have such good control of animals. So now this is exciting. We're going to hear the whole story about Chrissy. But when I met Chrissy, well, she's going to tell the story, but it's an Annie connection for sure. Deborah Jean, you're going to love this one because this is all things Annie. So she made this. I'm going to show you this. She made this today for her Instagram story, and this is fantastic. She's got to turn her sound on. All right, you ready? That's me on the top, and that's her. So this girl has been an Annie fan for some time, her whole life almost. So she is here, and I would like to welcome my friend, fellow teacher, fellow actress, Miss Chrissy Faith Jacobs. Woo! I'm the only one here. That's why I'm clapping. Lola's barking at her. Behave yourself. All right. She's very weird with people who have dogs. Yeah. I think she gets very jealous. So now, Chrissy, how are you?
I'm good.
You look
tired.
amazing.
Thank
I
you.
know.
It's
Mondays,
right?
Mondays.
Mondays and children.
When is the last? Was it Broadway Con the last time we saw each other?
Broadway
that
Con.
was a few years. Martin Charnin.
I know. Martin, Andrea.
Yeah.
Everybody was there that night.
Shelley.
Janine.
Christy Coombs was right.
Yeah.
It was Theta was there.
That was the 40th anniversary.
That was the 40th anniversary. That was a great time. That was so we've been to a lot of events. I think the first event I met you at was the Barnes and Noble.
Yep.
Right?
DVD signing.
That was when the DVD Life After Tomorrow came out, a documentary about life in Annie. Got rave reviews from some people. Some people were mad about it. But
I loved it. So
I loved it. I loved Annie. I had a great experience. I can't say one bad thing about any of my Annie experiences. I met amazing people.
Mm-hmm.
I had amazing experiences. Traveled, made lifelong friends.
Yeah.
I got today in the mail at work, because where I work used to be on Facebook. I got a fan letter today.
Did you really?
Yes, and it was a dad whose daughter is 12 who just got a role in Annie, and he asked me if he enclosed a picture and asked if I could sign it.
That is so sweet.
And of course I did, and it's in my bag. I'm going to mail it back tomorrow.
Aww.
So it still happens.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So
crazy.
Tell me a little bit about what you've been doing, because you did start acting a little bit.
I did start acting again, and it's because of Annie. I got a audition email, a notice from a theater company out in Syosset, Cultural Arts Playhouse, and I had seen West Side Story there a few years ago, and I signed up for like updates on tickets. For some reason, they sent me audition info, and the show was Annie.
That's a sign.
I was like,
that's a sign.
I was like, I need to do this.
Oh yeah.
I need to do whatever it takes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 45-minute drive from my house, but I was like, I'm going to make this happen. I went, and it was the original Broadway script. Original Broadway script, not the updated tour or anything.
Best script
so
ever.
We had Hooverville, like the original Hooverville.
Yes.
Like Sophie
yes.
was like nice. So I was cast as Sophie, and then due to another fluke and another cast member dropping out, I was Ronnie Boylan.
The Boylan sisters.
It was a dream of mine since I was a kid. I was like, I
Oh
want to
my
be a Boylan
God,
sister.
that's amazing.
So I was Ronnie, Sophie, and then I was, the servant, and then like the NYC citizen.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, full circle.
And you had a good time?
Oh, it was so great.
And this is your shirt?
Let's
see. Let everybody see.
From the production.
Very nice.
And then
That's
the back
cute.
says Sophie.
I love it.
So
That's amazing.
This was our little cast project. We ordered them.
So that's pretty ironic that your first, that they don't send you the mailing you asked for.
They sent me it.
They did,
for some reason.
You
I
get
got
this one.
It was literally just one email. It was like, Annie auditions. And I'm like, who is this? And I look, and it was the same theater.
That's
so
great.
I was like, this is crazy.
So what are you going to be doing next then?
I'm not sure. We just closed Bright Star, the Long Island premiere of Bright Star in November, the Riverhead Faculty Community Theater. We did that. I was at Edna.
Okay.
In the ensemble. So
very nice.
Lines. It was nice. Got to sing.
Great.
Bright Star's like up there with Annie.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. You posted a lot on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
You've stalked every actress ever.
Right? Seriously? I mean, I'm here. Hello.
Hello. No, that's great.
Oh, she likes me now.
Oh, now there's love.
There's love.
All right, we've broken the barrier.
Amazing.
No, I really need to go to the theater with you more because I am the person, I would wait at the stage door. And I usually wind up going with people who are like, no, we don't want to wait. We want to catch the train. We're hungry. And I'm like, I just spent all this money. I want to wait and see these people, and
there's like shows that you have a connection to, and sometimes you just want to get it out,
right?
And tell them.
Like I went to see Meteor Shower with Amy Schumer.
I heard that.
She didn't come out though, but Keenan Peele. Yeah, Keenan.
I didn't see that one.
You know Keenan and Peele.
Yeah.
The tall guy.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He came out and he was very nice. I got a picture with him.
That's great.
But one of the things that I've been lucky about is that when I go to a show, sometimes I still sometimes know somebody in it, which is what happened with, John Bolton.
Of course. Who
doesn't? And he's getting more and more famous every day.
At Barnes & Noble.
He was at Barnes & Noble, and he was in, years ago, A Christmas Story.
Saw him in that.
He was great.
I saw him in that.
He was great.
So
and
good.
Billy Berloni had the dogs.
The
hounds. So I had messaged him on Facebook and said, hey, I'm bringing my girls in to see the show. Yeah. Oh, let me know. Come backstage. And we were backstage, on the stage, walking around. Katy Perry was there with John Mayer at the time. We didn't say hello, but she was there.
She was there.
And he gave me the nicest compliment ever. He said to my daughters, he said, your mother is the reason I'm an actor.
Oh, wow.
And I was just floored by that.
Just chills, right?
Yeah.
Done.
I mean, and I remember he wrote me a fan letter when he was young and he saw me in the show. But for him to say that to my kids, that was like amazing. That was very cool.
That's really cool.
And they just saw him perform, so they were like, wow, that was cool. Yeah. So we have to go see a show together.
Oh, definitely. Have you seen Dear Evan Hansen?
I have not, and I want to.
Go.
Have you?
I have not seen it.
All right, we're getting tickets and we're going.
Fun fact, another Annie connection.
Okay.
The current Zoe was Kate on the 30th national tour, 30th anniversary tour at Madison Square Garden. She was an Annie understudy, and this is her Broadway debut. I
think you might know more Annie people than me.
Might.
I think you do. You definitely do. You definitely.
She's why I want to see it. I want to see what she's like now that she's not 10.
Oh, true. Oh, I want to see the show because I heard it's
I love
amazing.
The cast recording.
Amazing. I haven't listened to. I don't like to listen to. That's not true. I do like to listen to them, but now we don't buy albums anymore.
Yeah,
we download everything.
Spotify.
So maybe I'll have to download that, and then we can do what I did when I was 10 years old after I saw Annie for the first time. On the train ride home, I sang every song at the top of my lungs.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, everybody on that train was like, get this kid off the train.
Done, right?
And I was going to like Lindenhurst from Penn Station. So it was the longest trip for some of those people. Yeah. But what are you going to do? Lana,
that's my mom.
Oh, hi, Chrissy's mom. How are you? You should have brought mom with you.
She's at home.
I love having moms on shows.
She's going out to eat with her boyfriend.
Oh, you have a boyfriend? Lucky you.
She does. I'm
good.
My mom. Hi, Lola.
Oh, you have an awesome daughter. I love Chrissy. She's so sweet. So I want to hear about you. I mean, we're going to talk about Annie,
Of course.
yes,
Right.
and but I want to hear a little bit about you because I know we didn't really talk about things that are off limits. So if there's anything you don't want to talk about,
Yeah.
but I knew you had some health issues.
I did.
You had some health issues.
I had surgery 5 years ago for a neurological condition called Chiari malformation, which is basically where your brain is too big for your skull.
Wow.
So they have to go in and take a piece of your skull out and basically take off a chunk from the bottom of your brain because I had cysts up and down my spine that were like forbidding the spinal fluid from moving. So I was getting numbness like, in all my limbs, and I was like gagging a lot because I was always choking on the spinal fluid that couldn't move.
Oh
so
my goodness.
It was like 2 months of hell.
Do you want a neck brace? I have another one.
No, I'm good. No.
And here I am with my stupid neck brace on for my stupid neck surgery and what you went through.
Yeah.
And how did, just so for the numbness and everything, that's how you figured out?
I had a headache for 5 days, and then I went to the ER and they did an MRI, and they were like, "Oh, you have this condition."
Wow. And how old are you? How old were you? Because you're very young.
I'm 32 now, so I was 26 when I had it.
She's 32?
Yeah.
You look 22.
I know.
You look like you could be my daughter.
I probably could still.
Shh, I don't think so.
No.
Oh, you could.
You could have been a teen.
Ah, wow.
Teen mom. Hey.
Ouch. That hurt.
No. I know.
So then you overcame that.
Yes, I did.
And now tell everybody what you do for a living.
Well, I've been doing childcare since I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
My mom and I actually had a home daycare since 2005, and then in 2017, I decided I wanted to try a center and have coworkers for the first time.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
So I got hired at a center in Middle Island, and they closed a little over a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
So then I am now at the same company, but like 20 minutes away from the first one. So,
okay.
And I taught everything from infants to school age.
And now you said you're with 2-year-olds.
Now I'm with 2-year-olds. They turn 2 and they come to me.
It's my worst nightmare.
So it's a lot of, diapers and boogers and fighting.
Yeah. See, now people say to me all the time, "Oh my God, how do you do middle school? I could never do. How do you do 2-year-olds all day?"
My best friend is an English teacher for 6th graders out in Rockaway, and she's like, "You don't know what happened today." And I was like, "Well, let me tell you what happened today."
Oh, your stories have got to be able to trump some of hers.
Mine are so funny. Her kids are just, they think they're grown-ups, and my kids are just trying to be big kids.
Yes,
so.
And they make funny comments all the time,
Oh, yeah.
I bet. Any funny story come right to mind that you can share with us with your 2-year-olds?
No, but for some reason, every boy in my class is obsessed with Spider-Man. So there's a lot of climbing on the walls or attempting to climb on the walls, and a lot of spitting because they try to, do the web sound.
Oh,
and the spit comes out, and just.
Oh, that's
cute.
cute.
I got peed on last week.
Ooh,
potty training.
Nice.
Fun stuff.
They do that for you?
Oh yeah.
You do that for them, I mean?
Mm-hmm. We potty train.
That's
as long
great
as the parents
daycare.
are okay with it, we do it.
All right. So good for you. I mean, if I could have paid somebody to potty train my kids, I would have done it in a heartbeat.
But it's so worth it.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoy that because, especially when they're little.
Yeah.
So
fun.
They're fun, but they need to feel very safe and secure because their parents are dropping them off in the morning. Yeah. And, you really in daycare, because I think probably more kids do than don't go to daycare every day.
Yeah.
And so you're setting the sort of the foundation for school.
Yeah.
So that, because parents say, "Come on, we're going to go to school."
Yep.
And
then they just they play all day.
Right. And if a kid doesn't like school, then all of a sudden it's like, I'm going to go to school. I don't like school. I had a bad experience when I was, 2 years old. So your mom's telling you somebody else is watching.
Oh, that's one of her high school friends.
Okay.
From Hicksville. Cool.
So who joined? Oh, hi, Peter. How are you? And Katie, Sherry, Patricia, Betsy. Very nice. Hey, Betsy. And Richard Sorrentino. Hello, Richard. Christine.
Tony Ann's there. Hi.
Where is she? Oh, Tony Ann. Hi, Tony Ann. See? She knows more Annie people than I do. So, all right. So let's talk some Annie.
She told me she was going to watch. So.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk some Annie. What now? What is this? Explain this.
That
This is
was
adorable.
something that I found on Etsy because I wanted something to commemorate the last time I did Annie last year. So I actually ordered. It was a digital download that somebody hand painted. So I ordered it. It was like $8, and it was like every size.
Really?
Download. So whatever size you wanted to print, you could just download it.
That's great. I'm going to frame that.
I took it to CVS. I printed up like 12 of them. We had 3 Annies when I did it last year. So I gave them each a copy of it.
Oh, that's so nice.
So I was like, this is for you.
That's really great. I'm going to frame that. I'm going to put that in my room. I'm going to get a cool frame so it pops. And I am going to put that in my room and hang it up. And then every time I look at it, I'll think of you.
I was going to bring my Annie box tonight, but.
I wanted to dig out some stuff from Annie. I used to, in my other house, I have my Annie dress in a big shadow box. I do. And it's my dress, my shoes, and the locket. And the only reason it's not hanging up somewhere in here is because it's too small. And it's really big. So I was thinking of taking it to a place and having it kind of condensed to a smaller frame so that I can hang it up. Because it is a pretty cool thing to have.
That is really cool.
When I was showing the house to sell it, people would come in and they'd be like, whose Annie dress is that? And the real estate agent was like, oh, it's the owner's.
Yeah, right?
Take your house, please.
I have my Annie dress from Broadway Con in my closet.
Do you? Yeah, I remember that dress. Yeah, she dressed up. She wore the Annie dress. Yes, it was amazing.
And Andrea told me to take it off before we went out.
Did she?
She said, I'm not going out with you dressed as Annie. I said, okay.
Oh, Charlene, you have a question. Do you remember if you did Annie at Shay's Buffalo? I was in Buffalo. Yes, I was in Buffalo. It was a long time ago, and I was in Ontario. I was, it had to be 79 or 80, really? Oh, wow.
Buffalo State, the Adams Mark Hotel. You might have stayed there.
I may have.
I don't know.
The person to ask these questions is my mother. I'll have to bounce these questions off of her because she remembers everything. Really? She remembers everything. She'll say to me, Rosanne, do you remember? And I don't. I was 10. I don't remember. It's 10 or 11. So, okay. So, we have some more people making comments. I like to kind of make sure that I check in with everybody. Corey. Oh, hey, Darlene and Ray and Diana. Hi, Corey and Thomas. That's Tom Wrightington, former student of mine, Tom Wrightington. I mean, so, we did Annie in my school.
I did.
3 years ago.
I actually watched the video last night on YouTube. The little interview that they did with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
I watched it last night.
That was very cool. That was a lot of fun. So, so tell me your best Annie memory besides when you finally got your role that you really wanted in Annie. What's your best memory?
My best Annie memory? Oh, God. There's so many. I feel like the DVD signing at Barnes & Noble was like a big thing because there was like a lot of people there.
Yes.
And like seeing like all the original orphans doing the original choreography.
Yes, that was.
They did Hard Knock Life. They did Smile.
We did. We sang those songs. And let me tell you something. They are not in the range for an adult voice. Not anymore.
No.
You have to have some chops in order to do that because those songs are high.
I used to try to sing along with the kids backstage last year, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I know the whole voice
because you guys
lower.
didn't have mics back then.
No, we just had the mics on the front of the stage, and that was it.
That's crazy.
Now you go to Broadway, and they all these little microphones that are coming out, and nobody has to stress or push themselves. So, okay, so Barnes & Noble, that was a good one. That was a good one.
That's when you signed my DVD, my original movie DVD.
Yes. Oh my God. I think I was I was definitely the only Annie to do the film.
Yeah, you were.
I was the only Annie to do the film. But a couple of people, because I think Aileen was in the play at one time.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe a couple of others were orphans. But hi, Dina. How are you? Good to see you. It's so exciting. It really is. This has just been so much fun. And, we keep in touch, we see what each other's doing on Facebook and Instagram and everything. But, if I didn't get bored and have a neck operation, maybe I wouldn't be doing this. Who knows? So this is really pretty exciting.
Oh, my mom said best was when my brother gave me my Annie box for Christmas. Oh. That's a fun story because.
All right, let's hear it.
My brother, knowing that I'm obsessed with Annie, went on eBay about 5 years ago and he bought me, when the movie came out, all that special merchandise came out, somebody was selling their whole collection, and he got me everything. So I
Oh
have
my
like
God.
the gold locket that was like the Avon Annie necklace.
Right.
I have that. I have a purse that's this very old looking fabric. It's all faded and it
Wow.
says "I love you tomorrow." The mini Knickerbocker dolls.
You probably have more memorabilia than I do.
It's kind of scary how much Annie stuff I have.
That's fantastic.
That I've been collecting, and there's like a cinema magazine with like an article about the movie in it. There's like a blurb about each of the orphans, and there's like a little bit about you in there. And I was looking at it last night. And
Oh, wow. What a
I've never
great
actually
gift.
sat down and looked at it. I'm just like, I'm just going to keep it in the box. I pulled it out last
wow.
night.
That is a really phenomenal gift. I mean, when when it's so great to buy stuff for somebody when you know they have like a huge passion for it. Oh, yeah. Corey loves, Chrissy, that your dog's name is Duffy.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Guess where that's from?
I wonder. That's very cute. I couldn't name Lola any name from anything because she's a Lola. Right? Although you could have been a Pepper because you're kind of feisty.
Duffy was almost Pepper because he's black. But neighbor across the street had a Pepper.
So yeah, you don't want to do that. So so what else? So we have the Annie box, which is an awesome gift. You know, I mean, I have to say my Annie dress is like probably the best thing I have. I would never part with that. The original locket. Yeah. You know.
I have a locket that says "Love Daddy" on the back, but it has my dad's picture.
Oh, that's nice. I have a necklace. This is kind of a sad story. Every girl who was Annie got an octagon charm, and it said the dog's name. So it said Moose and Rosanne, and then on the back it said Annie, and the date we opened, October or whatever it was, 1979. And every Annie got one. And we were in a theater, and every time you would have to put all your valuables in an envelope, and they would come around and collect them and put them in a safe place. So, you know, nobody could say anything got taken or whatever. And my Annie charm was stolen.
Oh, no. With your name on it, too. That's so weird.
Yeah. And I was devastated. I cried. I'm like, first of all, I was like, I'm probably the only Annie who ever lost it, you know, but it was stolen. So I was just so upset about that. And, you know, Billy was amazing. He got me another one, but it wasn't the same. You know, it was like, the original. It wasn't the original. So, and, you know, my kids will tell you, you know, my attic is where sentimentality goes to die because I don't save anything. You just can save. I mean, how many boxes of preschool stick figure drawings can you save before it becomes ridiculous? And all my stuff, and that's one of my things I'm going to do, is all my Annie stuff is kind of like in a box, and I have to go through it and organize it and preserve it because it's a lot of good stuff.
It'd be a project for the next time.
It could be a project, definitely. Oh my gosh. So you just finished a show. You don't have another one in the
not yet
in the works yet. Have you thought about auditioning for other venues on the island?
I try to do local things. The last one I did was only 15 minutes from my house.
Okay.
So it was just easy and it worked out, and it was during the summer, so I had more time to rehearse. And then we opened November 1st, and we had it was only 2 weekends.
All that work. Yeah. For 2 weekends.
But it was great. It was so fun.
Charlene, it was not December, it was October, but yes, in Dallas, Texas. We opened in October 1979. And yes, Corey, you collect tons of Annie stuff. So so this was so much fun.
This is great.
I'm really so glad that you were able to come here and share some time with me and talk about your love of Annie. Yes. And we can both, you know, Martin Charnin, the director of Annie, he recently passed away. Rest in peace, Martin. When I saw him at Broadway Con, it was the first time I had seen him
in years,
probably since I left.
Really?
I mean,
wow.
Yeah. And I just couldn't even keep it together. I couldn't put a sentence together. I was bawling because this is a man who changed my life.
Yeah.
He changed everything, the whole trajectory of my life. And even though I didn't continue with acting, it was a huge impact on my life.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when you're 30 years old and you're still getting fan mail
At work
from people, I mean, that says something about a show.
It's a
or
legacy.
It really is. It's an amazing thing. So, with Martin gone, it's almost like, I don't know if I ever want to see anybody do Annie again, because even though other people, whenever it was a professional production, he kind of always had his hand in it. And, I would just feel like, don't ruin it. Don't touch it. It's too sacred.
Yeah.
So, so, and Andrea, I know you used to go and see Andrea all the time.
It's funny, I've only actually seen her perform once.
Really?
Yeah.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
I went to New Jersey to a college campus to see her.
Oh.
Like 15 years ago.
I went to Joe's Pub in Manhattan to see her. I wanted to see her on Broadway.
Yeah.
And by the time my mom got tickets, she was gone. And Shelley, so I got to see Shelley. And then when I got the part, it was Sarah Jessica Parker. So I saw Sarah Jessica Parker do the show probably 100 times.
Yeah.
Because I watched it all the time. So, and then after Sarah was Allison, right? But I was already on tour. But I think I saw Allison do it. But
you were on tour for a while.
I was on tour for a year and a half. I would have stayed
and then
too.
You went right into the movie. What was that like? Craziness?
Crazy different too, because at first they changed the movie. The ending. Yeah. Annie ends at Christmas. The movie ended 4th of July.
Yeah.
The whole kidnap scene with the running through the train station. I was kind of like, "What are you doing?" This is not Annie. But it all worked out.
Yeah.
It clearly did work out, and people are like, I love them. They're like, oh, you were in the play. That's great, but you were Pepper.
Like, you were in the movie.
They can't believe it. So, going to the movie was interesting, because when you do, as you know,
the musical
live theater,
it's completely different.
It is a whole different animal.
Yeah.
You tell a joke, it doesn't get a laugh because it's quiet set. You can't make noise. So, so that was very different. But in the end, when I reflect on it now, another great experience. I did a podcast interview the other day on Sunday with Tommy Kovac. His name is, he's out in California. He's a comedian and he has a podcast. And he was asking me about all the people, for the movie. And I was like, wow, I met Albert Finney, Carol Burnett, Tim Curry, Bernadette Peters.
Who still looks the same.
Who still looks amazing. It's really, so annoying. And I met Robert Goulet when I was touring. You don't even know who that is.
I do know.
You do know who that is.
I do know who that is.
Okay. So for those of you who don't, he was a singer and an actor way back when. And the reason that, I loved him anyway, and I thought it was awesome. But when I met him, there's a line in a chorus line. You know what line? Do you?
I've seen a chorus line. In
okay, so there's a line where they're talking about, their dreams and their aspirations, and the girl's like, Robert Goulet, oh my God, Robert Goulet. Like, she's so excited to meet Robert Goulet. And so when I met him, I did that.
You did.
I did. I did that. And it was really great. I should have pulled up some pictures because I do have the Robert Goulet picture in my phone, but I'll never find it now.
I saved the picture to my phone because I wanted to ask you about it.
Okay.
Okay. So I was looking for screen caps from the movie.
Okay.
That is not in the movie.
Nope. That was just, can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it's kind of light. This was just, I think, a publicity picture. That was just
like, I don't remember that jacket. That like.
No, that was a horribly edited, horribly edited number. Half the kids' faces were cut off, and it was just not edited well. But yeah, we did a lot of those pictures for poses for publicity, I guess. So. I
had one on here.
The Boylan sisters.
My Boylan
so.
Picture.
Tony Ann, yes, you remember that. We had to do that, and we posed for a lot of those pictures, and
That's funny.
We never heard it. Oh, Chris, you heard the podcast? That's amazing. And here's the Boylan sisters. Let's see.
That was us last year.
Oh, that's so cute. Look at you.
I'm the tallest one.
I have never been no, when I was Pepper, I was the tallest one.
Yeah.
That was the only time. So for those of you who don't know, let's give them a little Boylan Sisters. You ready?
God, are we doing this?
We're doing
What
this.
part are we doing?
The do-do-do-do.
Okay.
Ready? And do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So that's they're the backup. So that's what they do. So Chrissy, I heard the car doors. That means they're back with the
They're
Bubbas.
back.
This is just perfect timing.
Excellent timing.
Thank you so much for coming.
This is so great.
I hope you'll come back when you're in another
Definitely.
show.
Oh,
All right,
definitely.
and
will
I want to
definitely
come see
back.
you perform.
Please do.
So that would be
That would be
amazing.
wonderful.
So, folks, thanks
This
for
is so
joining
fun.
in. I really appreciate it. Signing off from Brace Yourself with my new logo. I think I'm going to have it done on the neck brace. What do you
Yes,
think?
Do it.
Right?
Jules.
It'll be
Bedazzle.
Jules. I'll bedazzle it. It'll be amazing.
Do it.
So, good night, everyone. Tune in on Saturday with my guest, Adam Snare, who is my graphic design guy now and a very funny comedian. And we will, I'm sure we'll have a lot of laughs, and I look forward to seeing you. And I don't know if I'm going to be on again during the week. I don't know if I have a guest. I may just check in with you because I'll miss you. So have a great night, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. The whole